there used to be this whole notion of selling out, and because we have these hip hop and like punk rock backgrounds, it's like we're very uneasy when it comes.
But we
to
also have kids and bills now.
Yes, we have to realize that it doesn't matter. Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Brandon Stewart, and welcome to the Seize the Day podcast. If you are a creative, currently working a 9-to-5, but you want to know how to grow your personal brand and step out and maybe make some more income, this is the podcast you've been waiting for. And I'm joined by the homie, DJ Sean P.
What's up?
What's up, yo?
Yo, I'm happy to be here, dude.
Yeah.
You dropped some jewels on me on the first episode. I know there's a lot to learn, and I feel like I want to do it all. I know that is not feasibly possible, but I can't wait to figure out or to hear more about refining my process or figure out what path I'm going to want to choose for myself.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we left off the last episode, we are starting to crest the wave on this topic of compounding attention and building a real strategy.
Yeah.
So, okay, just dive right into it because there's so much to unpack in this episode. Okay, at a base level, social media done well does two things. It tells a story, and then it leverages the attention. So we as humans, we tell stories.
Wait, can I interrupt? Because that's it. That's what I've been feeling.
Okay.
All I focus on is the story.
Yes.
And then when you said leveraging attention, I feel like that's the message I'm hearing from my peers that are more entrepreneurial or better in business. Have more money than me and make more money than me. So it's like, just for me, for you, I want to pin that for me. Okay. Leverage attention. I'd like to know more about that. My heart is telling the story.
Yeah.
Please continue.
Yeah. So some people are their natural strength is storytelling.
Okay.
And then they need to work on the attention.
Yeah.
Or some people have an innate ability to they see the matrix.
Yeah.
And they know this platform does this, and this, you can do all these cool back end social media tricks, but they might not understand how to tell a story innately. That's why your content has done so well, because you're passionate about these hip hop stories you're telling.
Yeah. So
now, okay, we as humans from the dawn of time, and I've asked people this before, but we all we do is tell stories. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the first line in the Bible?
In the beginning.
In the beginning.
Yo, I'm so glad I knew that.
Right? So it's in the beginning. So the most popular book of all human history is a story. It starts just like a story. Once upon a time, in the beginning, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. We're telling stories. Somehow, some way, when we tell a story, when we pair information with some entertainment and truth, because human beings can sniff out a liar super fast. All those things pair together, something happens in our brain to where we go, this person's telling me the truth. I must listen to this person.
That's so real. That's so real, bro.
Right?
Even when they're telling you lies.
And some people, those are the people you really got to watch out for.
Yeah.
Okay. So even though, storytelling, you tell a story really well, everyone in the room, at the dinner party, all the eyes are on you.
Oh, yeah.
What do you do?
Because you can fumble, from experience. I fumbled that. You know what I'm saying? I've had all the attention and been and then nobody respects me any longer. And then nobody, you know what I mean? It's I'm believing this guy and you're a crackpot. Or, that's an extreme example. Or just it's at the end of the night, you don't share your Instagram, or back in the day it would be like they won't give you the phone number. Like you're not going to meet again. It's like you were doing really well and then what? That's so crazy because these social profiles are kind of like, that is kind of what I feel. And maybe that's my apprehension about it. I'm like, I don't want to fumble this ball because honestly, I feel like I have more value to add and I want to learn how to be more valuable to the audience.
Yeah. So I don't think that you have to worry about fumbling the ball because if you think about the amount of content that gets put onto the platforms every single second, and then the very small percentage of people that actually see any of our content.
Got it.
Right?
Got it.
Because we're pairing the algorithm and it's an avalanche of content, right? So even if you fumbled it, we're playing on infinite lives.
Okay, got it.
You just get to go again. And so back in my blogging days when I got started, if a blog didn't do well, we just deleted it. Because you know what? Nobody saw it to begin with.
Right. Right. But to maybe make my point a little better, it's almost like, what if I have people's attention on the short form videos, but I don't have another interaction with them?
So, okay. So when you tell a story well, the reward is attention.
Yes.
And people, there's a window of, they want to know.
There's a window. That's it. Yes.
There's a window, and you have to have, this is why having a plan in place.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, okay, I have the attention, and they're asking, like you said, where's the podcast?
Right.
Where's your Patreon? Where's, I'm trying to give you money.
Exactly. That's not
I'm trying to receive it.
Or as a creative, I want to be your friend, or I'm interested in the same things you are anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay. You can have, so there's there's an acronym, CTA.
Okay.
Call to action, marketing speak.
Okay.
Hey, if you like this if you like this video, follow me, right? So you have to level up your calls to action.
Okay.
And that's the leveling, or the call to action is the leveraging of the attention.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So you have attention. Now I want you to take an action.
Yeah.
Right. So, and they're going to do it. That's the sweet spot when to give them a call to action is after, at the end of a video or the end of a podcast, follow me here, sign up for this thing here.
Yeah. Like I got your attention for that minute and a half. And how do I get not just another minute and a half of your attention? Maybe how can I turn that into a 30-minute attention span? Like, will you spend your Wednesday night on my live stream DJ set? Or
absolutely.
Will you be interested to go into my store? Yeah.
So all those calls to action, there's levels to those. So you just can't you may, you get the girl's number, right?
Right. Yeah.
You call in and ask her out.
Yeah.
But then, you can't just go and hit a home run
on the
first date.
It's not very cool to do that either.
Right. There's a whole process, right?
Yes,
so the warm up, right? And you figure out, what do you want to do? What are the ways? Because it's not about just getting, it's great to get one view, but we want to get one view every single day for the rest of our lives from these people.
Yes.
Right. So the process helps you work smarter. It helps your content work smarter for you.
Exactly.
So you can build an email list.
Yeah.
Right. And so one scenario for the email would be like, if you're creating content, say you did one long form video a week, but then you have all these stories throughout the week, right? And there's always a time investment to do these things, but we're betting on the fact that the monetary and the end picture, the monetary reward that we get is going to be greater than the time investment, because otherwise we wouldn't be doing it.
Right.
Right. So one little micro strategy would be, in your email that week, you send out screenshots of what you did, like from your stories. So multiply your stories, how you did it, put a thing in there, or how you can go in and save your stories.
Right.
Right. So maybe you make a little compilation of the story, and then that's just a private video that you have listed on your YouTube, but then if you're, reattracting people, you can kind of send them your stories. Oh, here is like the best of the week and just kind of like the highlights.
Yeah.
Re-engage it.
Or what's to come.
Yeah. What's coming up. It's a lower level strategy, but it's a way of like maximizing your time and your efforts of people that are already into you, and then saying, oh, because of the algorithm, we don't see everything all the time.
Yeah.
And so as an artist, there's a big thing to overcome all the time of feeling like we're imposing ourselves on someone else's feed. Like, oh, I've posted 4 times this week already. Do they really want to see a 5th post? It's like, do you know how many times Nike posted this week? Nike doesn't care.
Right on.
Right. They just want to own the space.
Yeah.
And so it's that thing of like, it's that switch that has to flip in our brains of being okay with being our best promoter in the beginning.
Yeah. Okay. Because that's real. That's real. You tapped on something as a creator or an artist or whatever. I felt that like I've wanted to promote a show, and I try to make that promotion as entertaining as possible. And then my homie brings up, hey, whatever, I love that artist. I'd love to see them at a show. And I'm like, bro, I opened up for that artist 3 months ago and I invited you. And it's like, I feel like everybody hears my promotion, or like, I feel like I've told people, hey, I did that commercial for that Disney, watch, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're like, what? You did a commercial with Disney? And it's like, I felt like I shared it a lot. It's like there's a feeling from the creator standpoint that you're communicating, but I know now with experience for working with so many different people, the church and then other artists, that, bro, you have to throw that feeling out of the way. You got to communicate more and re-engage that over time. And you don't always your audience doesn't always see the things that you want.
Yeah.
And that could be discouraging, I guess, is why I'm bringing it up. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Because you need more information to give your situation more context to like where you are in the journey and what it actually takes to have a success or a conversion of some sort. Like in any sales program, like if you ever learned sales, took a sales class.
I haven't.
They'll tell you that it takes seven touches, 7 points of contact before you even get a sale from somebody. So in terms of like lead generation, you have an ad out there and the lead comes in and you try and call it, set an appointment or something. Most people give up after 3 attempts.
Okay.
But most of the closes happen on the 6th and 7th. So most people give up before way too early.
It makes so much sense, because I've seen that. I've lived that.
Yeah. So in dealing in human behavior, because people are people, right? And the big picture really is that humans are just data generating machines, right? Yeah. And we're predictable. Data's predictable, but it's based on human behavior. Yeah. So whether you learn in sales, then what can apply to your social media strategy as far as contacts is the same people, because we're all in the people business at the end of the day, right? So if you promoted it 3 times, maybe you need to promote it 6 and 7 times to actually crack that ice and get into, because we think as an artist, we're promoting something and we're all hyper consumed with our thing, right?
Right.
But when someone's scrolling, they're also competing with their grocery list. Oh, yeah. Did I pay the electricity bill?
Or they're just hitting heart and not listening.
Yeah. Or I got all the other things and no, care about me.
So lame.
Right.
Dude, I feel like you're tying the knot to what you started with earlier. You talked about calls to action. And so promotion, lame. I honestly don't look at my content as promotion anymore. There's always a storied and narrative now. I've lived that. I've been on social media long enough to know if I'm purely promoting, I should expect kind of what you're saying. I'd have to promote it over and over. That's not what anybody wants to see. And that's not I don't want to be a taker. I want to be a giver. And so I feel like this call to action in my stories can help connect the dots to the bigger picture that I haven't quite mapped out yet.
Yeah.
And that it takes a lot, and I shouldn't expect the world from one. Like, that's what I hear is like many calls to action.
Yeah, many calls to action. Really showing up every day is your best bet.
Got it.
Because we're all chasing this elusive animal called going viral, right?
Okay.
It's out there in the woods, and we heard legends about going viral and how can we get it for ourselves, right? So there's this bigger idea of not necessarily going viral, but also compounding your own attention, right? And money of compounding interest, where your money works for you over time. You hit a certain threshold, your money makes money. Well, the same thing can work for you in social media, in content, in engagement for compounding attention. So going back to the main thing, right? Social media done well tells a story, and then it leverages the attention. So leveraging attention doesn't necessarily always mean your own attention. It can be someone else's attention that they've generated that because they're going viral. Is there a way to not be in not writing coattails or
clout chasing,
or anything else, but is there a way that, okay, so for without giving the real example, it won't make sense. So a couple of weeks ago, Jake, kind of the hip hop music artist, singer, songwriter, rapper dude, went mega viral with his song "Golden Hour." Right? He plays the piano.
Yeah, you sent it to me. It was an amazing video.
I thought it was amazing. And then, but I saw what he did, and so I found his video as a YouTube short. And I go, oh, this is amazing, because he was playing this song for his childhood piano teacher, and she just cries, and she's so proud of him, and it was a moment, it was a real genuine moment.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is awesome. This is a great video.
Yeah. And
then I look in the comments, and it says, click here for the full song, and I was like, oh,
he knows what he's doing.
This guy knows what. And so I click. And then what does he do? And it's a bit.ly link. So he's tracking his clicks. So he knows where all the clicks are coming from, what platforms are doing the best for him.
Yeah.
And then it shoots me a sign up form for SMS, because he's experimenting with the strategy of reaching out to his fan base in text messages.
Okay.
So yes, here's my phone number. Send me the link to the full song so I don't have to go search for it. Right.
So he's collecting all of that data
all of the text messages from millions of people at this point, and then he sends me a link to the full track on Spotify, and I listen to it. But then from there, I go, okay, cool. Let's go check this cat out on Instagram.
Yeah.
And when I found that song, it was at like 13 million views.
Okay.
And it was at the beginning of that hockey stick of blowing up. And so in the marketer mind, I was like, oh, I'm going to try a remix. So I remixed his video on Instagram, explaining and breaking down
the marketing.
Right?
Like
exactly. It's so like right now it's very meta, because I'm talking about what I was talking about. But this is what. So I posted that video, and then within a couple of days, that video that I made of Jake got 40,000 views.
Holy moly.
Right. And now it's at like 42,000. It's still getting views.
Right.
It's slower. It's slowed down, but it got all those views in like a day, because there was a time when it was like 2,000 views.
Right.
And I checked it one morning, and it was like, I told my wife, there's 40,000 views on this video. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right. So that's an example of leveraging the attention that someone else is experiencing that makes sense for what you do. I wasn't clout chasing. I wasn't trying to ride his coattails and be a singer and remix his song. But out from where I sit as a marketer, instead of just telling you what to do, I was highlighting someone who's doing it well.
Totally.
Real world example, right? So it's not just that, so it's, so here's, and then the bigger next level strategy is, let's say you put one of your videos goes mega viral, because you can't have a video that goes, that's the whole point of being viral.
I don't even plan on ever going viral, but I will accept the idea that it'd be amazing.
It doesn't even have to be viral. Let's just say you get a few thousand views, right?
Yeah, like a spike.
Yeah, and then you go into your reels and you can look at your insights.
Yeah.
Right. And then it'll show you how many saves there were, how many people shared it.
Right.
Right. How many people comment.
Right.
Okay. So you go, oh, okay, cool. Well, maybe because you've been consistent, more people see it. And so you're showing it to more people. Right. So now you're getting 5 to 10,000 views or 7 to 10,000 views a video. Now there's a lot of people that are liking and sharing and saving all your videos.
Yeah.
So on the back end of Facebook, right, because Facebook owns Instagram, and the business manager, you can go in and create a custom audience based just on people that interact with you on Instagram.
Okay.
So now you have all these people in a data set. And then if you want to experiment with a product to sell or send them a video, like a very organic feel video promoting your podcast or a Patreon, well, you're gonna set this video to run as an ad, but you're going to target only the people from this audience that have already, call back earlier, self-segmented,
right?
By liking your stuff, they tell you they like your content, and you get special access to send them content directly as an ad, but it feels very organic.
So that's the thing. Like, you said the 4-letter word that's not a 4-letter word, right? You said ad, right? Like, right. Oh my gosh, nobody wants to run. I don't want to run an ad. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're like a person that's an artist, or I just feel like culturally, you're like, dude, ads suck. It's like basically when we grew up, it was like, don't sell out, right? Yeah. But what you're describing is something like you have a friend group that likes that band. So you're going to invite that friend group to that show with you.
Yeah.
And that doesn't feel like an ad. Now, I may run an ad, but I'm finding people that have told me they're interested in something, and I can direct my content straight to them. Now that seems different. Like you talked about calls to action, but you also talked about gathering. Like, is there another way to say gathering data that doesn't sound so sleazy? But like gathering information of people that are interested.
Picking mushrooms.
There we go.
So you can go in the woods and collect some mushrooms, and then you can send ads to them because now you're tripping.
But yeah, so like I feel like I'm hearing two strategies, two ideas. Like, make sure you have a call to action, and that call to action leads to gathering information. And now that I have some information, or groups of people, now I can talk directly to them or something. There's something to that's leveraging my audience, big picture.
Yeah, I just think that in order to be successful, like what you said, there used to be this whole notion of selling out. And because we have these hip hop and like punk rock backgrounds, it's like we're very uneasy when it comes to.
But we also have kids and bills now.
Yes. And, we're grown, and we have to realize that it doesn't matter. Like, where are the punk police?
They're not.
Where are the rap police coming to check?
But also, I'm spending money. Like, the places that I want to spend money, I'm so glad when they get my attention.
Yes.
Because I want to give them money.
Yes.
I want the product.
And so we have to get out of ourselves, get out of our own way, and realize that the people that like us, they want to spend money with us.
Right.
Because we have to work to see ourselves for who we are in a positive light, but they already see us that way.
Right.
Because it's the illusion, it's the illusion of the phone that creates that barrier.
Yeah.
And that's just something that we're always going to have to like overcome, like another layer at.
I feel like I'm ready. I really, honestly, I do. I feel like that's why I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm ready. And I'm actually excited about that realization, that opportunity, that not only do I slave, because now at this age, I feel the opposite. I feel like slaving away for somebody else. And that's no diss to anybody. I'm not a slave. But like pouring my heart and soul into something that at the end of the day, I'm not going to retire on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, maybe I can build something that will help me and my family, and that maybe I can grow monetarily or have something to grow on. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So, these talks are really about highlighting the best practices in the current market, right?
Okay.
And the understanding that you can go the organic route, and there are people that'll tell you, I did all of this without, I grew organically and I reached whatever. I grew 100 million followers and blah, blah, blah.
And when they're telling you that, they're running an ad.
Yeah. Because then if you look under their name, it's going to say sponsored.
Right. At some point,
yes,
they've leveraged this.
Yes. So to me, the ideal strategy, the 30,000 holistic view of really starting with the dream of a piece of content that you want to get out there. If you were going to, you want to do it the best way with as fewer, detours as possible. So understanding the lay of the land, how all the different platforms work and integrate in the back end strategies and right. The ideal strategy pairs organic with paid.
Tight.
Because the organic is going to tell you what pieces of content are actually good.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can pay, you can put, ad spend on any piece of content. Yeah. And if you put ad spend on garbage content, well, congratulations, you helped 100,000 people see garbage content. Right? Putting ad spend on something doesn't guarantee a sale. Yeah. It just guarantees that eyeballs are going to see it. Yeah. The content still has to live on its own and be strong on its own and adhere to best practices. Yeah. As it is. So it's knowing, because the data is there. We talk about all that stuff, like creating a custom audience and leveraging that attention.
Marketers do.
Yes, not me. Yeah, marketers do, right? So,
but I want to,
yeah. So that's like the next layer. Like, get your strategy in place, understand, get some processes going, and then when you're ready, right, you start having some success. Then you can add on the next Lego brick, which is an ad strategy to compound the attention that you're already getting, because your content's good and it works and you understand your audience.
I feel like I have some homework to take away. I'm not going to be an expert at the data, but I have people like you to help me. But one of the things I can take away is I do have some research to do on the platforms. Like, I can't escape the idea of being ignorant to the platforms. So that's homework for me. But you said something earlier that I want you to break down in the future. Sponsored.
Yeah.
Like, there's something to when you see somebody online that has sponsored content and it doesn't seem sponsored.
Yeah. So
I'd like to be sponsored.
Yeah. So I think that goes into the bigger conversation that we're starting to have on like products as well, and sponsored and collaborations and this whole other nugget, because we want to have these strategies in place so that we can get to the place where we have sponsored deals or collaborations, or how to run ads the right way to push a product. So that's something that we can definitely tackle in the next episode of Seize the Day. And if you're enjoying this and you want to learn more, subscribe, follow, drop a comment below. Let us know that you're enjoying this, because we love to keep the conversation going.
That's so crazy! Video production and creative design by View Creative LLC. Start your own video podcast today by visiting createyourview.com. For more personalized coaching and digital marketing, contact Brandon Stewart at celladoragency.com.